Well, hello there, people in the Untitled Club again. I'm TheMBmulti. Welcome to I think this is part 8 of Doki Doki Blue Skies. In the previous episodes, we skipped the entire week and we went straight to Saturday for some weird reason. And we hung out at the lake with Yuri. And that's basically it. And now we have this weird dialogue box, so I'm very curious to see what's going on. It's another Monday. Letting out the loud yawn, I dragged myself through to my morning routine. Maybe staying up to read wasn't my best idea. Now that I think about it, I actually can't remember the last time I stayed up to read something other than manga. Yuri must be rubbing off of me. Lately I've been eating breakfast more out of force than of habit than anything. And anyhow, the pantry and fridge are starting to look like Sayori's stomach. Empty. Maybe I can ask Yuri to go shopping with me. That'd be nice. I finish my food quickly and make my way out of the house. But yeah, why the hell is this dialogue box so weird? Is this good? Because this looks like dark clouds taking over, which was what the game warned me about that shouldn't happen. So is this a bad sign? Did I already make bad choices? I have no idea. After a moment, Sayori walks up to me. Hi Mark! Hey Sayori! She's bouncing up and down on the balls of her feet. Hey Sayori, what's up? I'm just happy to get back into the swing of things. What, is Natsuki bringing more cupcakes? Oh, I'd like her to, but I'm not sure about that given everything that happens. I don't know, I'm just glad to get back into a normal routine with all of the hullabaloo of the festival, I mean. Yeah? What's so funny now? Hullabaloo's such a weird word. You're a weirdo, Sayori. Nuh-uh, you're the one to talk. And so the pot calls the kettle black. Oh, I think I'm being more poetic than before. We eventually arrive at the school and head off to our respective classes. Sayori sending me off by kicking her tongue out at me. As I approach my classroom, my train of thought takes a sharp turn as Sakurai smiles at me. Oh yeah, that weird history teacher. It looks like he's only just arrived himself. Morning, sir. Ah, Mark, how are you doing? Very excited, of course, learning about my favorite subject with my favorite teacher. Yeah, scoring points. I'm going to tactically interpret that as non-sarcastic. I laugh. We enter the classroom together. As Sakurai opens his mouth to begin the lesson, some fast footsteps suddenly stop right outside the room. Ah, Amy. How nice of you to join us. Who the hell is this? He raises his eyebrow at her, a mischievous glint in his eyes. Cutting it rather fine, aren't we? I'm beginning to think you'd rather be out in the field than come on to one of my fantastic lectures. Sorry, sir. Oh, well, oh no, hang on a minute. Wasn't this that girl that wanted to get me into the sports team or whatever? She starts bowing slightly, her cheeks red. I lost track of time and rushed over as soon as I realized it. Don't worry, I'd much rather be here. She walks over to her desk quietly as Sakurai begins class. Phew, that's everything done for the day. As my last class ends, I've let my feet steer me towards the club. Walking down the corridor, I absent-mindedly peer into the emptying classrooms passing by. A couple students chat to each other in one classroom, while a ring of friends laugh together in another. Huh? They look fun to be around. Wait, isn't that the green-haired guy from the festival? Yeah, hard fucking pass. It must suck to be someone in that class. Fortunately, all of the club members are in different classes. Speaking of which, that's Yuri's coming up now. And her? Yuri's in there. Should I ask her to walk me to the club? Well, no harm in trying. Hey Yuri! Yeah! That was a strange, albeit cute sound you just made. Mark! Sorry for my outburst, I was just surprised. Haha, you're good. What are you doing? What are you still doing in class? Everyone's gone by now, so she's the last one here. Ah, about that. She motions towards a stack of textbooks on her desk. I was the last one out of the classroom, and my teacher asked me to deliver those to the student council room. She hefts them up in her arms as she speaks, hugging them to her chest. I suppose I could get on that now. Could you let the others know I'll be late? Hold on, I can help you with that if you want. No, I can handle it. I can't ask you to take my responsibilities for me. Yuri, this isn't a super serious request. It's no sweat for me, really. It's really alright. I'd feel bad if I couldn't even do this myself. But hey, they look pretty heavy, you know? They're really not, so you don't have to worry about it. Additionally, the student council room is rather close by, so I'm guessing that she just doesn't want to bother me over this. After all, those textbooks can't be that light. Should I just take a word for her to go ahead and help her? Ah, okay, saving. Oh yeah, here, yeah. Save game, override save. Oh, yeah, okay. Help her or let her handle that. I'm going to help you. On an impulse, I reach out and take the stack of books from Yuri. Oh, look, it's seriously fine. I'm happy to help you out this way. But it's no bother, Yuri. In fact, I insist on carrying the stuff for you. Besides, I can't let a girl do all the dirty work, right? I don't see what me being a girl has to do with anything. Well, you know, shoot, it looks like that was the wrong thing to say. What I meant was, you're my friend, so... Well, want to get going then? Like, I thought you could do it for myself. I wasn't trying to be coy or anything. I guess she really did want to carry them herself. Damn, it's too late to take it back though. Hey, you know what? How about next time I need some help, I'll call you up, alright? That way we are even. I suppose so. Okay, that was the wrong decision. Okay, let's handle it. Alright, but feel free to ask for help if you get tired. Yuri smiles gratefully up at me. Okay, I'll definitely appreciate your offers to help though. Well, thank you for taking me at my words. It's the type of thing I like to get better at handling myself. As a sort of practice in self-sufficiency, if you will. Okay, that's why I shouldn't force it, okay. By the way, the reason why I selected... Because I had pretty much this exact same thought, but the reason why I selected help her anyway is because I thought that this was going to be an opening to her cutting herself, like the books would fall on the floor and then it would reveal that she had cut her arms or something, you know? So I thought that would be like that, but no. Phew, good thing I didn't take the books off her hands after all. Maybe I should call you next time my teacher asks me to deliver stuff to another classroom. I wouldn't go that far. Anyway, I get it. At any rate, I'm not the type of guy who automatically assumes that girls need help carrying stuff. I'll have to admit, it does make me feel like a little bit of a burden when people assume I need help. Not to say I never need help, but you know what I mean. Ah, yeah, I do. We set off down the hall, and soon enough we're just about in front of the student council room. I'll wait for you outside, alright? That's fine with me, it shouldn't take me very long anyway. As she turns to enter the room, her ankle happens to twist beneath her. Ah! Almost as if in slow motion, Yuri tumbles to the ground, her stack of textbooks flying across the floor to sprawl all around her. Ah! A redness blossom in her cheeks that's only hastened by the giggling and staring of bystanders passing by. She then springs to her feet, avoiding my eyes by staring down and to straightening her skirts. Here, let me help you with the books. Thank you. We quickly gather up the books in silence. Looks like there weren't any visible Looks like there wasn't any visible damage dealt to the books. That's a relief. Yes. With the books back in Yuri's arms, we awkwardly sat together without saying anything for a few moments. I'm going to deliver the books now. She quickly shovels into the room, re-emerging a minute later. Wanna get going now? Yuri nods in affirmation, opening her mouth to speak. However, she's interrupted by giggling from a couple girls standing nearby. Ah, they were there when Yuri tripped. Don't tell me they're laughing at her. Judging by Yuri's expression, it looked like that's the conclusion she's drawn. She buries her face in her hands, and I can only imagine how red her face is. I can't believe Hey Yuri, it's okay, really. No one's gonna care or remember what happened in a few minutes. Well, those giggling girls aren't helping my argument, but what else am I supposed to say? Come on, let's just leave and get over to the club. You can distract yourself with books there. With a sigh, Yuri drops her hands from her face. I suppose. Let's go. We don't want to be any more late than we already are. A few moments later, we arrive in front of the club room. Are you alright? How is your ankle? Her eyes flick to catch my gaze for a second before shooting back down again. I'm fine. This is so embarrassing. She starts to cover her face again. It's fine, Yuri. You did nothing wrong. Well, of course, there's nothing wrong with tripping. Crap. What? I am feel like? That's not correct. I feel like I'm not helping I feel like I'm not helping matters. I know, I just feel badly. Honestly speaking, the embarrassment is worse than any physical pain I might have felt. She fidgets with her hands for a moment. Man, I should have said something to those girls. Can't believe how rude they were. No. I was already happy that you helped me pick everything up, Mark. Furthermore, it's not as though you've been beholden to me or anything. And those girls probably weren't even laughing at me. You were right before. I likely only felt that way because of the spotlight effect. Well, I guess I'm not very confrontational. Anyway, as you can see, I'm not the toughest guy around. Yuri covers her mouth, hiding a smile that brings me warmth. You know Natsuki's probably the toughest person in the club. I mean, she probably beat me up without a sweat in a fist fight. And then at the end, she'd say something like, "It's not like I wanted to beat you up or anything, just you asked for it when I said manga isn't literature." Yuri giggles behind her hand. That doesn't even make sense. Natsuki only ever protests when she's showing affection, not when she's beating people up. I guess I should work on my Natsuki impression then. It's peaceful in the club room. Tranquil. A welcome break after what just transpires. That is, until a barrage of chatter descends upon us from a certain coral-haired girl. Mark! Oh, I thought it was Natsuki. Sayori's better though. Hi, Sayori. You wouldn't believe what happened to me. So I was minding my own business in the hallway, just walking up to my classes when Sayori suddenly spots Yuri behind me. Oh, hi, Yuri. Did you walk in here with Mark? Yes, I did. I happened to tag along with Yuri when she was running some errands, so... Yes, that's right. Wow, what a coincidence. Hold on, what time is it? I don't know. Do you need to be somewhere? No, but we don't want to miss any club activities, right? I mean, it's not like we usually do anything besides share poetry half an hour. Hey, Monika. I won't have you... What? Disparaging? What have you disparaging the club like that? He's not wrong, you know. Oh my, Natsuki is actually defending Mark? What a surprise. Natsuki sputters in shock. What? Only teasing. Natsuki, you are too easy to tease. Says the girl with the bottomless stomach. What's that sound you always make? Ah! Hey! Monika, help me! Natsuki's being a meanie. Okay, see, things seem normal enough. Can't wait for it all to hit the shit to hit the fan, but okay. So you can dish out, but you can't take it, huh? Monika! Sayori turns in Yuri. Sayori turns in Yuri, seemingly as a large-hit effort to gain support. Yuri, you're on my side, right? You're all rather animated today, aren't you? Is that a yes, then? Looks like Yuri is going to be a neutral party here, Sayori. No! I smile to myself. It's good to be back. Ah, okay. No club activities or anything? Okay. Okay, well I'll do another date, like, because this was another fucking 14-minute video otherwise. Today Yuri and I are going out shopping together, and judging by the sunny weather outside, it looks like there's some pathetic fallacy going on. I can't even remember the last time I went food shopping on my own volition. I have to admit, I was surprised when you messaged me about it. Yeah, it just gets kind of boring for me personally shopping alone, and I figured that you'd make great company. Well, I can't say I can relate to feeling bored while shopping alone. I actually rather enjoy spending that time with my thoughts to myself. Oh, I guess that does make sense. Not to say that I don't want to be here right now. I mean, it's a nice change of pace, being able to talk to someone and gather their opinions on different products. And then they'll have to buy more groceries, so... no worries, I get you. You know, you kind of sounded like Natsuki there. Huh? Yuri's pretty cute when she gets flustered. I nearly have to bite my tongue to stop myself from teasing her so I can see her get flustered again. Careful, Mark, she's not Sayori, and she might not respond as well to teasing. Although she probably wouldn't respond as badly as Natsuki. Ah, and there's the store. Yuri and I pick shopping baskets as we enter the store. By the way, what items are you looking for? Oh, just some basic stuff like ramen and frozen foods. Pretty much just instant food. Oh, I see. I can almost feel the judgment. I was about to say. Note to self, learn how to cook something that makes more than 2 seconds to make. A guy who can cook is never a bad thing. Do you happen to have anything else you need then? What do you mean? I meant things such as vegetables, spices and the like. Yeah, those are hardly ever in my house. I actually don't have that stuff at home. Usually I just make pre-made foods. You know, food that you just need to heat up or boil for a few minutes. Do your parents usually cook your meals and buy their fresher ingredients then? I wish. It'd be great if my mom was home for more often to do that. Although I can't be ungrateful. The reason why she's away all the time is because she needs to raise me as a single mother. And that's definitely not an easy task. I actually do most of the cooking since my mom's usually out at work. Ever since she's got a huge promotion, she had to travel the world on business trips to see clients. Oh, I see. She looked away for a moment. What about your father? Oh, well, my parents got divorced some time ago. Ah, I'm sorry, Mark. You don't have to talk about it if you'd prefer not to. No, it's fine. I've come to terms with it already. Everything was all fine and happy when I was a kid, but my parents gradually started arguing more and more as I grew up. Now that I look back, I think it was because my dad took my mom for granted. Like, even though they both worked, my mom also cooked and cleaned and did all the usual homemaker stuff. They started getting more and more stressed out because of everything until they finally split. I ended up with my mom and my dad just left. I think he has a new girlfriend, but I haven't seen him a lot. Them a lot. I don't know, I just feel kind of weird whenever I think about my dad having a new partner. Yuri gazed at me with a gentle look on her face. Surprising. Her eyes hold a gentle understanding in them, rather than pity. Yeah, I knew it was something with her parents as well. Sorry, didn't mean to go on and on about it. I usually bottle this stuff up, so I guess it just flooded out. That's alright, Mark, there's no need to apologize. Hey, I'm the one that's usually saying that to you, Yuri. I mean, it's good that you're learning, but that's my line. I can't say I have much experience with dealing with divorced parents, but if you ever need to vent about it, I'll be there. After all, it's only fair if I reciprocate. Thanks, and yeah, just having someone to listen helps. We moved through the aisles in a companionable silence for a while. The light from the fluorescent strips overhead shine brightly off the jars and packages we pass by. There's a small clinking sound as Yuri softly drags her fingertips across a few rows of jars containing kimchi, whatever that may be. So Yuri, do your parents do most of the cooking? I typically prepare the meals. Oh, what do you normally cook? She takes a moment looking at some of the food in front of us. Some of my favorite foods are fish-based. There's nothing like delectable teriyaki salmon in my opinion. She stands up straighter as she says this, a smile growing on her face. I really do enjoy home cooking. Most people look forward to eating out at restaurants, but I've always preferred eating comfort foods at home. Sometimes a simple rice dish is all it takes to warm you up inside. Well, I also enjoy cooking on occasion. Well, you have to do it every day when because otherwise she'd like kind of like die. But like elaborate, I also like to do elaborate cooking, but not all the time, like from time to time. But sometimes when like my mind gets to it, when I get into like a nice atmosphere or whatever, and I'm like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna do some like elaborate cooking, which is mostly Roman cooking. You should actually try making one sometime. They're very convenient and extremely quick recipes. Okay, you give me some recipes then. They hardly need recipes. One that I usually reserve for breakfast is egg rice. I assume that you have a rice cooker at home, yes? Who doesn't have one? Well, that simplifies things a lot. All you have to do is make a bowl of nice fluffy white rice and dig a small dip in the middle of the rice. After that, you can crack a raw egg in the middle, season it with soy sauce and rice seasoning, mix it together with chopsticks, and you're done. Oh, that does sound really simple. Although I think I ran out of rice seasoning a long time ago. Well, you can pick some up now. It's very delicious. It's a delicious dish, despite or perhaps because its simplicity. The frothy lightness of the egg, paired with the subtle sweetness of the rice and the rich savouriness of the seasonings. I actually like to sprinkle on some chopped green onions at the end too, for that extra bit of crisp freshness. Man, my mouth is watering at this point. That's what comfort food does to you. One of my guilty pleasures is even simpler though. Sometimes when I don't have time or the energy to cook, I take cold leftover rice and pour some hot tea over it. Well, you're more of a tea lover than I thought. It may sound strange, but it's a delight when I pair it with slices of pickled daikon. The daikon. Now I get you. When I was a kid, my mom used to give me leftover rice drizzled with soy sauce if I begged for a snack, whenever she was too busy to cook me something substantial. Now that I think about it, it probably tastes similar to egg rice. Most likely, yes. I do enjoy making more complicated side dishes to accompany rice though. Vegetable stir-fries are dishes that I return to quite often. I do enjoy the combination of sweetness and umami. I'm learning all these Japanese words. The way an onion's sharp sweet taste pairs with other vegetables, such as mushrooms and bell peppers, really satisfies my appetite. Wow, you're quite a chef. She starts blushing and puts her hands together. I mean, I just know family recipes is all. Once you understand the basics of cooking, it's quite easy to make something appetizing. If your cooking is anything like your poetry, I'd love to learn from you. Well, it seems like the reason why you would go to Natsuki is for her cooking, but it seems like Yuri also does some cooking. And she's not doing under for Natsuki. I'm not aiming to be a master chef, but I could learn even just a little bit from Yuri. I could probably mix up my dinner some. As we pass through the freezer aisles, I fill up a good portion of my basket with bags of frozen dumplings. So you really like dumplings? It's a very subtle way of saying don't buy so many. Well, while I do like dumplings, this brand of gyoza is a bit special. Yuri stares at the freezer for a moment. How so? Well, I guess they hold some nice memories. Even though my mom did make homemade dumplings sometimes, my dad and I always liked this brand of frozen dumplings the most. I guess it kind of became one of our favorite meals, despite being, well, a frozen food. That always drove my mom crazy, yeah. My parents have always been busy with work, but we tried to have at least one meal together as a family every day. Then after a while we went from having them every day to every other day. And then a lot of those meals my mom ended up making the gyoza because my dad and I wanted them. Why didn't you try making them yourself? Well, we tried, but my dad and I always burned them. We tried boiling them too, but I prefer them fried. So I guess I'm kind of conditioned to associate these dumplings with good times spent with my family. Oh, I see. For a moment Yuri is lost in thought. So do you still burn them then, or... Hey, what kind of opinion do you have about my cooking? I never burn them anymore. Well, I rarely burn them. Yuri giggles at my admission. I suppose you've made quite a lot of them then. I sure have. Miraculously, I haven't gotten tired of them yet either. Actually, there's a funny story attached to one of the first times I tried making them myself. Oh, what happened? Do you remember when I talked to you about how Sayori almost burned her house down after she tried cooking? Yes, I believe I do. Well, that was the time we tried making these dumplings ourselves. I left Sayori in charge while I went to the bathroom. Then it started smelling smoke accompanied by her yelling from downstairs. Apparently she tried to pick up the pan the dumplings were frying on and somehow burned herself and flipped the pan in the process. And the dumplings were scattered on the stove. Those poor dumplings. Yeah, never mind Sayori's burnt fingers. Mind the dumplings. Speaking of, I don't even think I've ever had dumplings in my life. She started panicking, and before she knew it, the dumplings were on fire. I'm just glad her parents kept a fire extinguisher underneath the sink. It sounds like he had quite the time. Yeah, and luckily Sayori wasn't burned much by the pan. Okay, good. All's well that ends well, I guess. It seems like these dumplings are to you as oolong tea is to me. How so? Well, she picks up a package of oolong tea. When I was younger, my mother always made fresh tea when I arrived home. Occasionally it was another kind of tea, but we usually had oolong. At first I was indifferent to the tea, but over time I developed a taste for it. Now whenever I drink it, it reminds me of her. That's really nice, Yuri. I guess we're more similar than I imagined. You know what? I have an idea. How about we cook something together at my house this weekend? Are you certain? I mean, I'm not exactly an expert in preparing food now. Well, good thing I'm no expert either. That way we can learn together. I see your point there. Would Sunday morning work? I apologize, I have some obligations that I must attend to on Sunday. She looks up and away for a moment, waving her hands. Not that I don't want to spend time with you. This Sunday is usually a day I spend. She turns away again. I'm guessing she's lost in thought. Either that or she really likes whole wheat bread. How about Saturday night? Yes, that would work. She lets out a sigh of relief and continues walking with me to the checkout. With everything paid for, we start the walk home. As I turn to speak to Yuri, though, I spot a small flush of pink. Hey look, it's Natsuki! I mean, it's pretty easy to make her stand out with her pink hair. Same with Yuri, actually. Yuri starts speeding up a little. You want to say hi to her? I don't know. She seems like she might be busy. Besides, don't you need to get your dumplings to the freezer? I mean, I guess, but... Choices means saving. Now I'm actually using all these save slots. Okay. Should we go home straight away? Or should we say hi anyway? I guess we can... Why are you scared, actually, Yuri? Why are you scared to say hi to Natsuki? We could say hi to her. Well, if this turns out to be as horrible as the other choice, I'll just pick your right. But we can say hi anyway, I guess. Well, worst case scenario, we'll just say hi and keep walking, right? If you want to be better friends with her, you'll need to talk to her sometime. You even started writing poetry using rhyme schemes and things like that, so you could relate to her more, right? And she wrote a poem for you too, remember? Your problems won't go away if you're by you hoping they will. After years of playing games and trying to fill the void of loneliness for the things for sure. Problems like loneliness don't always simply disappear. If Sayori didn't come along, I might really have become a need. Well, I just don't know. Look at it this way. You remember how you talked about people in books being kind of like friends? Yes, I recall that. If all of those characters never went after what they wanted, would they be any better off? Even if we mess up some, at least we tried. She stands there contemplating everything I said. I do understand that you have a point, but it's difficult for me to do. It may come naturally to you, starting conversations with acquaintances and strangers, but It's just hard for me to do. She looks away, playing with her hair. Well, at least you started the conversation with me when I first joined the club, right? That was because I had to, though. What about the book you gifted me? You initiated that yourself, right? It was my duty as club member to make you feel more welcomed. But that doesn't mean I didn't rehearse the conversation over and over in my mind before I spoke to you. And admittedly, I did want someone to share my books with you. So, if you talk to Natsuki more, won't you be able to share your interest with her too? You might even be able to get her into your literature more. And who knows, she might even have manga in a genre more suited to your tastes. Yuri visibly inhales and breathes a deep sigh out. If I don't do anything, then the current situation won't improve. She's shaking slightly. How about I stick with you while you talk to her? That way, even if things don't go well, I can still walk away. What? Oh crap, hang on. How about I stick with you while you talk to her? That way, even if things don't go well, we can still walk away and you won't have to be alone. She takes another deep breath. I can visibly see her trying to compose herself. That would be nice. Can you give me a moment first, though? I think Sayori is already gone by this point, but whatever. Can you give me a moment first, though? I need to gather up my courage. Of course. Thank you. She turns to face me and gives a slight bow. You've been a great help these past days. Now it's my turn to be embarrassed. It's alright. Besides, that's what friends are. That's what friends are for. Friends. Her eyes both sparkle and dim when I say that. Alright. After a brief pause, Yuri nods to me. Her face looks a bit grey, with nerves, but her resolve seems more solid at least. We make our way towards Natsuki, who fortunately hasn't gotten far yet. Exactly. Hello, Natsuki. The greeting comes out a little loud, making Yuri grimace a bit. I tried to shoot her a comforting smile, although I'm not sure if she actually saw it. Oh, hey, Yuri. And Mark? Yeah, there we go. Look at her. She's actually smiling. Didn't expect to see you here. How are you doing? I'm doing alright, I guess. She glances over at the shopping bags I'm carrying. You went shopping together? Yep. Yes, we happened to need some to get to the store at the same time. Oh, you just happened to, huh? I roll my eyes, causing Natsuki to smirk. That's right. Maybe it's actually Natsuki's teasing and sense of humor paired with Yuri's inability to deal with teasing that makes them incompatible. All of a sudden, a gurgling fills the air. Judging by the way Natsuki stiffens up, it must have been her stomach. Yuri fidgets for a moment as Natsuki looks away from us. It seems like Yuri's really struggling to get her words out. An idea pops into my head and I can't help but lean into and whisper to Yuri about it. Why don't you invite Natsuki over for to your place for dinner? Yuri's face blanches slightly. Is she really that nervous about it? I must have underestimated her social anxiety. Hey, care to share with the rest of the class? At this point, Natsuki's bead red. Natsuki, would you like to eat out with me tonight? Yuri's voice sounds a little strangled as she speaks. It's a bit strange that she wants to eat out tonight, though, considering how much she likes home cooking. Are you sure? Well, if you'd like, I haven't eaten out in a while, so... And I do have to put away my groceries first, though, but we can go after that. Natsuki's expression softens more than I expected. I don't know, I don't want to impose. I should probably be getting home soon anyway. Are you sure? It's really not a bother. If it doesn't take too long, then I guess I could. We might have to get takeout, though. I'm gonna head back home and put my stuff away. I'll see you all in the club. Before Yuri turns to go, I give her a thumbs up and a smile as she returns with the blush. Exchanging goodbyes, we head our separate ways. Ah, nice! Good job, Yuri. And also good job, Natsuki. Good job all around, guys. Great effort. It's Saturday. I'm skipping weekdays left and right, which is a bit strange. Yeah, good job, Yuri. And Natsuki. Nice. I'm possibly surprised by this. It's very nice. Okay, anyway, let's look at this. I'm actually finally using all these save slots. It's amazing. Okay, I'm ending off the episode here. I hope you almost enjoyed it. In the next episodes, well, it's Saturday, so the next episode will be cooking with Yuri, I guess. So, hope you almost enjoyed the video. Click the like button if you did. Subscribe to join the Roman army, and I'll see you in the next one. See you later, Romans. Valete.